James Kaufman, World News Report today. Trump promises $2,000 checks will soon be sent out. President Trump announced on Sunday, today, that most Americans will receive at least $2,000 from the tariff revenue collected by the Trump administration. But we need it now. Trump's statement, made early Sunday on his Truth Social platform, seen here, comes after the White House defended its sweeping use of tariffs before the Supreme Court this past week, where the justices appeared skeptical of the president's broad use of the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. What Trump has said about the checks? Trump touted his tariffs Sunday morning, saying those who oppose them are fools, and that the revenue generated from the import tax on foreign goods will soon begin paying down the country's debt and put money directly in people's pockets. Quote, people that are against tariffs are fools. We are now the richest, most respected country in the world, with almost no inflation, a record stock market price. 401ks are at their highest ever, Trump wrote on his Truth Social post. We are taking in trillions of dollars and will soon begin paying down our enormous debt of $37 trillion. Record investment in the USA, plants and factories going up all over the place. A dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone. Trump floated the idea of giving Americans checks worth somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000 in an interview on One American News Network last month. Who will qualify for the dividend checks? Trump has not specified who would qualify for the dividends, although he said everyone except high-income people would be paid at least $2,000 in the form of a dividend. The White House and Treasury Department did not respond to questions about what income levels would be precluded from receiving the dividends and whether children would be entitled to the same dividends. I think he's talking taxpayers, folks. The administration also did not say how much the dividends would cost the country. Let's hope that he hasn't written a check with his mouth that he can't cash, because we all need $2,000. During the pandemic, Congress passed 3 rounds of stimulus checks, 2 of which were signed into law by President Trump during his first administration. The first round in March 2020 gave $1,200 to each tax filer and $500 per child. The second round in December 2020 gave $600 to each tax filer and $600 to each child. The third round, signed into law by former President Biden in March 2021, gave each tax filer $1,400 or $2,800 for married couples, with $1,400 per child or dependent. For the 2 rounds of stimulus checks that Trump signed into law, individuals making up to $75,000 a year and married couples making up to $150,000 a year were eligible for a full amount of the payment. Americans whose income surpassed that threshold were entitled to reduced payments up to a point. The Internal Revenue Service said more than 476 million payments were made, totaling $814 billion in financial relief during the pandemic. Through September, the government has raised $195 billion in revenue from the tariffs, which are taxes on foreign goods that companies pay when importing products overseas. That represents a 250% increase, or an additional $118 billion compared to what the government collected in tariffs the previous year in fiscal 2024. The tariffs are expected to generate roughly $3 trillion over the next decade, according to data from the Treasury Department. Trump, we want our checks, and we need them now. God bless. Please share, subscribe, and always remember, anything's possible in Bizarro World.